everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and today we're going to be going over the 2019 Lincoln Navigator. Big shout out and thank you to Larry Miller, Ford Lincoln in Draper for providing us with the vehicle today. And then as always, if you are stopping in for the first time, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe, but let's get into a quick walk around on the vehicle and then take it out to see how it drives. Under the hood here, we have the same motor that's in the Ford Raptor. So it's the 3.5 liter EcoBoost. It's a twin turbo V6 that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. That's gonna be good for 450 horsepower and 510 pound-feet of torque. In terms of fuel economy, it's gonna be good for 16 around town and then 23 on the highway. Finishing things up front, we have these nice LED headlights. They are projector bulbs right here for the headlamps, and then you have LED accent lights down below with the turn signals, and then you have your parking sensors integrated there. And if I actually unlock it, you can see the LEDs pop on. I just love how they look, and if you notice, I don't know if it came through onto the camera very well, the lights will pop on kind of like in a little bit of an array, so they all don't just come on at once, it comes on in a line. So it's a really neat thing that they do there. And then they have this giant grille design here with the Lincoln logo in the center. Overall, I think it has a really good appearance to it. It's huge in person, and so it definitely has a lot of presence on the road. As we're walking back, I'll give you a little side profile of it so you can see it. And then this is called Blue Diamond Metallic for the color. You can see the nice rims on the sides there. They have a really cool design with them, and then the Lincoln logos in the center as well. Hopping around back to the Navigator, we can see this is the key fob that comes with the Lincoln Navigator. You get a Lincoln badge on the back. Looks super similar to the key fob that they have on the Fords, but if we press this twice, the tailgate will pop open. It is a power lift tailgate. Looking inside, we can see there's actually a good amount of storage space, and this isn't even the extended wheelbase. This is just the regular size Navigator. You can get a longer wheelbase if you need a little bit more space, but it's really cool. You actually have the raise and lower function, so you can press those, and those will lower down the seats there. And then you can see that down here you can also do it to the third row, so you can lower down and raise up all of the seats just via buttons, which obviously that's a super luxurious feature to have in any type of vehicle. Navigator does have this cool light bar design in the back. You can see the parking sensors are integrated down below in the bottom bumper. You get a backup camera, and then if we press this button twice, so first you have to lock it, and then you can press the remote start button twice. It'll start it up. You can hear that 3.5 liter twin turbo V6 start up, and then press it again to shut it off, and the tow package is hidden right under that bezel right there. Now coming around to the back here, you do get keyless entry for the front and the back, so you can unlock and lock the car from both sides. Running boards, since this is a little bit higher up off the ground, this is going to be something that's really neat. So you have the speaker design right here. It looks really, really cool, just how they actually do the speakers there. You get your door handles right here. We'll throw this seat back up. This particular one has captain chairs. They have this really nice premium leather perforated right in the center, but it looks really good. It feels really nice as well. Popping down below, we have a bunch of little charging stations. You do get cup holders that pop out there as well. And then you do have a rear climate, so you can control the rear climate here. You can also control the media from the back seat as well. So it's kind of a thing that's new to a lot of these luxury vehicles, but it's definitely a nice, new, neat feature that they do on these. The front, you get that same keyless entry, and the running boards will pop out for the front as well. All of your window controls are going to be right here on the side. You have your mirror controls, door lock and unlock. Your seat controls are actually on the side of the doors, similar to what Mercedes has done for years. And then you can see you get more controls right there. And by the way, this sound system is by Revel Ultima. It's a 20 speaker sound system, and I just love the design that they do on the speakers overall. Like I said, this is where I talk about seat controls, but they are on the side of the door, so you're not gonna have anything on the sides of the seats. These front seats are very, very nicely padded. They have a really cool design to them. I just love how they look in the car overall. And then you can see you have a ton of ways that you can actually adjust the seats, so you can actually adjust these bolsters separately. That's why it's split like that. All of your light controls are going to be right here. That's for your tailgate, and then you do have power adjustable pedals as well. Stepping into the Navigator, step and height's really good. We're going to shut the door here, but you have all of your controls for the adaptive cruise control, regular cruise control right here. Your volume controls for the radio, you have your Bluetooth controls, phone controls over there, and then you get nice paddle shifters mounted on the back of the steering wheel that are paired to that 10-speed automatic transmission. Start up the Navigator, all you have to do is push the push button. It's actually up there. And then The Navigator will start up. It gives you kind of a cool little graphic right there, also telling me that I'm almost out of fuel, but you get a little gauge cluster here in the center. It's very configurable. You can basically customize it to be whatever you want right there in the center, but I'm just going to keep that to be a little bit of a speedo. Here is the center screen. So this is a little bit different. It's similar response time to the Sync 3 that's in the other Fords, but it just is a little bit bigger with the screen wise, but it has all the same functions. So if you want to do, you know, calling, texting, Bluetooth, any of that, audio, everything you can do through this screen. Really good unit. Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, everything that you can imagine there. Down below is where I usually go over the climate controls, but this is where the gear selector is. And speaking of the gear selector, we can pop it into reverse. So you can see the camera system that will pop right up. So you have different camera angles that you can go through. So you can go just to the backup camera. You see you have a 360-degree camera system as well. And you can see a little bird's eye view, so it'll help you with parking this. And then you can zoom in on the receiver hitch if you are going to be towing something with this. So the gear selector, you have all of your controls for the climate controls. We're going to turn off the heated seats for now, but dual zone climate up front. Like I said, there is a rear climate back there, and then you have your analog radio controls down here. You have these nice wood panels up front. They actually feel really, really nice. You get wireless charging in here. You get more charging stations in there. You can kind of cover everything up. And then down here is where you get your parking brake. You have your drive mode selector, which when you do the different drive modes, it's going to pop up in the screen right here. So you can see you have all the different drive modes. Some of them are kind of funny. It's got slippery, deep conditions, but I mean, it's got a million different drive modes to go through. We're just going to keep it in normal. Love how it has conserve so that you can conserve energy right there. And you have your parallel and perpendicular parking assist right here. Turn off your parking sensors, the auto stop start. And then you do get a center console here. Has a little DVD CD player right there, and you can see how deep I mean, it's really hard to tell, but it's super, super deep, all lined in felt, so it feels really, really nice. And then it has nice bolsters on top that you can rest your arms. Up over here, glove box lined with felt as well, so really premium feeling there. But overall on the interior, I just love the look of these seats. Again, the interior is very, very premium. There's leather everywhere, stitching everywhere. The speakers look cool, so it's a really good looking interior overall. We can wrap things up with the interior. We do get a sunroof, so it's a panoramic unit. It doesn't go all the way back to the third row, but it goes back really far, but you can just use the sunroof function right there. We're finished going over all of the interior in the new Navigator. Let's take it out to see how the Navigator drives, especially compared to the Escalade and then also compared to the Expedition. We are starting out in the 2019 Navigator, and so far the ride quality in this SUV is almost as smooth as anything that I've ever driven. I'm also noticing that the low-end torque on the Navigator is really, really good. I don't really feel like I need to push on the throttle all that much just to get it up and going so far. We're going to take the Navigator on the interstate just to get a little bit of an acceleration here, just to see how it performs on the highway, and then ride quality there as well. So we're going to accelerate right now. Yeah, the Navigator is actually really quick. And I wasn't expecting anything less. I've driven several vehicles with this Raptor motor now, the Limited and then the Raptor as well. And it's a great motor. It has a lot of low-end torque and a lot of power overall. Hear a whole lot of road noise on the highway compared to most vehicles. It's definitely a more luxurious drive. And then ride quality wise, it is super, super smooth. I mean, it's just floating over everything here. To sum things up overall, this definitely does feel like a step above the Ford Expedition in terms of interior quality, ride quality, everything. It feels actually like a completely different vehicle. I can understand why these are so popular right now. And so if you're looking for a bigger third row SUV and you want the new bad boy on the market that's super luxurious, fully loaded, the Navigator's the route to go. I've been in several Escalades. I haven't released a video on one. I plan on doing it in the future once I can get something figured out with a Cadillac dealership. But I can tell you right now from the Escalades that I have driven, this is way, way better than any Escalade. I can tell you that right now. we have it, everyone, the 2019 Lincoln Navigator. Again, a big shout out and thank you to Larry Miller, Ford in Draper for providing us with the vehicle today. If you are stopping in for the first time, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribed, comment down below what you thought, and then I will see all of you in that next video.